Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video, and welcome back to Spaceplan, and holy fuck! We've got a lot of watts. We've got almost 70 million watts. That is insanity. Alright, that's a little crazy, if you ask me. It's just my personal opinion, though. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of potato plants, because why the fuck not? I just bought 7 potato plants because I could. You gonna stop me? No. You can't. You can't stop. Do what I want when I want. Buy those. I'm gonna buy the pod module. Alright. I like how things are going. Man, we are really raking it in now. I took a break from this game. I believe it's been something around like 12 hours since I recorded the last episode of this game, and we made that much in that time period. Imagine if I waited 24 hours or 48 hours. Imagine how much we would have. It's insane to think about. Eject from your hopper and return to Earth. But do I want to do that? I don't know. Oh, okay. I guess I did want to do that because now I got the Tater Tower. With our separation from the main ship, our thing maker can focus on bigger things. Cool. Like a tater tower, right? Yeah. Fucking tater tower. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let's buy another potato plant. And, self-replicating power or something like that. Potato plant power gain times 2. Oh, we are so getting that. We are so jumping on that fucking train. Are you kidding me? Must be out of my... I would be out of my mind if I didn't want that. I would absolutely be out of my mind if I didn't want that. Also, if I seem a little disoriented or like talking out of my ass more so than I normally do, I did just get finished recording Shotgun Legend, the second episode that went up yesterday at 6 p.m. And if you didn't watch that, I did get very upset and angry during that episode. Not to the degree of Dragon Bros, not to the degree where I was screaming, but to the point where my head began to hurt, and it still hurts now. So I'm a little disoriented and a little like loopy almost like I haven't gotten enough sleep or something, even though I totally have, and I'm full of energy right now. It's almost like that kind of feeling. So I apologize if I'm just saying random shit and ranting and raving, and it doesn't make any sort of sense. That's why, you know. But I wanted to play this game because it calms me down, and it's nice to just talk about this or talk about whatever topic I want to. You know, without feeling I have any sort of care in the world, you know? And, like, props to the developer of this game, you know? If you can have that sort of effect with a clicker game, then I think your job, you've done your job. I think that's extremely important, and I think that's an extremely nice quality for a game to have, to allow for it to allow you to escape from, you know, your cares and your priorities and your responsibilities and whatnot, and just relax your mind, you know. I think that's a very good quality for a game to have. So props to the developer for this game. And if you want the game for yourself, the link is down in the description box down below. I normally say that at the end of every video, but why not bring it up now? I believe it is only $2 or $3 on Steam, so it's dirt cheap for a good time. I definitely recommend it. It's the best clicker game I've ever played. And I've played a lot of clicker games, so that's kind of a higher title, I guess. Yeah, it's a very good game. A very good game. And we're about to be able to afford another Tater Tower, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I might. Hang on. Wait for it. Might happen. Totally might happen. Nope, I don't think it's going to happen. I hate that. I hate it when you got a sneeze coming and then it fades away. I hate that because you still got that lingering feeling inside your nose, and you're like, oh, is it going to come back? Oh, now my nose is, just bothering me. It's that kind of shit. And it's not a good time. It's not a good time. By the way, I know I brought this up in the Spaceplan episode from yesterday, I believe. At least for you guys, that I wanted to have a timer for my episodes, so that I could keep track of how long each episode is, so that I'm not just bullshitting, for either too long or too short of a time period, and then cutting an episode off at a time that I don't want to. Well, I have a stopwatch / timer on now, and we're close to 6 minutes into the video. So that's real nice to have. So it's a very good indicator of where I'm at in the episode. It allows me to, not only find topics to talk about, it allows me to gauge when I want to end an episode, and it allows me to create goals for myself, like realistic goals. So for example, I could want the system peaker by the end of the episode, but realistically, I don't know if that'll happen. We'll probably have to wait around for, I'd say, maybe 5-6 minutes, which we do definitely have time for, but I'd have to find something to talk about, and I don't know if I have anything to talk about. But you guys get what I'm saying. You guys get the idea. What does this even do? Upgrade the radar thing. See the solar system. Ooh, that seems important. You know what? We will wait for that, because why not? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Actually, I don't know. It took us about a full minute to get from 4 million to about 6 million. So if we're doing the math on that, we got another 14 million to go. It'll take us another 7 minutes. I'm thinking right around that. I'm thinking to get there. So I really got to find something to talk about, or a couple things to talk about, that are unrelated to the game, of course. I don't know. I can hardly even remember what I talked about in the last episode. I believe I talked about the Penguins and hockey, and I believe I talked about the NFL a little bit. I think I just talked about sports and sports-related things. So let's try and avoid that this episode. I've talked about movies. I've talked about music. I've talked about sports. I could talk about TV shows. There's a potential for discussion there. You know what? Yeah, let's go with that. So TV shows I'm into right now. My favorite TV show of all time, SpongeBob SquarePants, is definitely there. It's actually on the TV right now. Of course, it's muted, but it is an older episode, which means it's inherently good. And I know I've said this many times before in previous videos, whether they were completely concerning SpongeBob or if they were just tossed in at random points. But the newer episodes of SpongeBob are decent. They are not bad like they were for 6 or 7 years. From 2006 and 7 to 2013 and 14, the episodes of SpongeBob were really bad. Now they're decent. They brought some of the old writers back. They brought on some new writers that know what they're doing, and they understand the gags and the jokes of old SpongeBob. And when I say old SpongeBob, I mean 1999 to 2004 or 5. So that those first 5 or 6 years of the show. And they're really making strides in improving the show again, which is awesome. It's very cool to see. So I definitely recommend checking the newer episodes out. They're not going to blow you away. They're not going to reel you in like the older episodes did, but they are decent, and they are a sign of hopefully more improvements to come. Hopefully we'll reach a point where the newer episodes are just about on par with the older ones. That's kind of like a dream, It's kind of like a fantasy, but it could happen. It could definitely happen. So I'm looking forward to that and looking forward to the future of the show. It did just get renewed through 2019, I think, so it'll be around for at least a few more years. It's still Nickelodeon's most popular show. They are not going to get rid of it anytime soon, because it is. You know, if you look at Nickelodeon's ratings, SpongeBob is Nickelodeon's most popular show. Even all the new crap that they bring on, all that terrible shit they bring on, all the terrible live action shit that they bring on, and the terrible new animated shows that they bring on, SpongeBob is still the number one show on that network, and it will be for a long time. Because they haven't found another SpongeBob. They haven't found another diamond in the rough, you know? And I believe it's going to take a very long time for them to find another one. By the way, speaking of that, did you know that Nickelodeon had a choice, right? The execs of Nickelodeon had a choice in 2010 or 2009 or somewhere around there. They had a choice between Adventure Time and Fanboy and Chum Chum, right? And we all know the success of Adventure Time, even though that show is done now, because Cartoon Network kind of killed it. But we all know how successful that show was. And we damn know Nickelodeon didn't pick that one. They picked Fanboy and Chum Chum. They made the bet that Fanboy and Chum Chum would be some sort of success. It would be their next SpongeBob. False. 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 Adventure Time would have been their next SpongeBob. Absolutely. Adventure Time would have beat out SpongeBob on Nickelodeon soundly. But they didn't pick it. They picked a retarded show. Pardon my language. That's not good word choice. A very horrible show. God, I can't believe I even used that word, man. It's so immature. But they picked a horrible show to I don't even want to get into that. There's an entire conversation to have there, and we're actually almost to 20 million already, which is kind of surprising to me. We got there quicker than I thought, so the math didn't actually check out. But all right, let's just move on. Let's just move on from Nickelodeon and all that shit. Ooh. Wow. Look at this. Planet Looker, System Peeker. Okay. Alright, so there's more shit coming up here. Right, let's get this story straight. Check the System Peeker. Access it using the button at the bottom of the middle screen. Yep, pretty likely we're on Earth. So my plan. This will sound silly, but try to bear with me. This idea is based entirely on my total misunderstanding of some of Stephen Hawking's book I just picked up in my data thingy. So according to this disproven Big Crunch theory, the universe at some point is going to reverse direction and all mush together. If I've misunderstood correctly, time might go backwards during the shrinking of space-time. Probably not, but let's go with it. If, right, we put these huge, bugger-off massive boosters onto this planet, then we can remain in a stable orbit while firing more taters into the sun. This will increase its mass, meaning that we'll have to go faster to stay in its orbit. The faster we go, the slower our perception of time relative to the universe. Time travel. Matthew McConaughey type stuff. With enough mass, the sun will collapse in on itself into a black hole type deal. Then, we approach its event horizon. At the event horizon, time will become infinite. Now, I'm 90% sure that this is a euphemism for maddening death, but I'm a robot who can't feel, and you're a person experiencing a very linear narrative, so, with time being infinite, we'll reach the big crunchy crunch in no time. Or infinite time. I'm pretty confused at this point, to be honest. Anyway, then we'll probably get a big ol' bang. Time reverses and goes back to going forward. Hopefully the universe ends up in a more or less identical state to before, but this time I, know how the human race dies. We return to Earth, let them know we're heroes. Roll credits. Start the extended remake and sell it on mobile, tablet, and PC. Shush with your plot holes. Let's do this. Planet boosters. Okay, so the next step to progress the story are planet boosters. That's what it looks like to me. So that's what we'll be going for next episode. we are going to end this episode off here. Seems like I always end it off right around like 15 minutes, but this is a very good stopping point because we just progressed in the story. And now we have the system peeker, so we can look at the solar system as a whole. This is our planet right here that we're orbiting. Apparently that's representative of Earth. So that's pretty neat, I guess. We're going to buy this. I'm going to buy another potato plant. What was I going to say? Right, yeah, I was going to end the episode. If you guys are enjoying this series, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video and share it with your friends. Let us know you want to see more of any game series I do here on the channel. The link down to the game is in the description box down below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And if you guys enjoyed this video in particular, again, all likes and comments are greatly appreciated. Subscribe to my channel for more gaming content to play all sorts of games on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you very much. And I know I didn't finish my conversation on the rest of my TV shows, but I guess that's something I can save for next time because there are more TV shows that I do want to talk about. And not just SpongeBob and Nickelodeon and Adventure Time and Fanboy and Chum Chum and all that stupid shit. Shows how immature I actually am. Plus, my use of the word retarded shows exactly how immature I am. I gravely apologize for using that word. To describe something it's not right. It's definitely not right. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.